way to Vancouver, but I didn't want to miss another week's call, so I wanted to make sure that you guys heard from me because I'm super excited to give you these skills, okay? All right, so we're talking about skill number 4, follow-up. As it relates to following up, folks, it's very important that you do what you said you were going to do to your prospect. In other words, if you tell someone that, hey, I'm going to call you Tuesday at 6 o'clock, it's important that you do what you said you're going to do. Let me share with you why that's important. Whether they answer the phone or not, that's irrelevant. It's important that the prospect starts to learn you as a person that's a person of their word. Let me say that again. It's very, very profound. It's very important that you do what you say you're going to do because the prospect is trying to learn you. They may know you as a friend, but they certainly don't know you as a business professional. And so it's important that you do what you say you are going to do. That I can't stress that enough to you. I know that this is an area of my game that I struggle with sometimes, follow-up. I'll be honest with you. It's something that I'm always trying to get better at. But I do understand the value of it. And every time you don't follow up, you're losing fortunes. Why is that? The fortune is in the follow-up. I hope you're taking notes tonight, guys. The fortune is in the follow-up, okay? The fortune's in the follow-up. Most people that you actually show the presentation to, be it a sizzle call, be it a conference call, whatever method of exposure you're using to, show people your business, they're typically not going to join the first time they hear it. They're typically not going to join the first time that they hear it. It's important that you guys understand this, okay? It typically takes the prospect 2, 3, or 4 times before they actually join the business. It typically takes the prospects 2 to 4 times before they join the business. And so it's really important that you're always following up and moving them from exposure to exposure. Once again, it's very important that you are moving them from exposure to exposure, okay? Now, in addition to that, I want you to also understand you want to keep your exposures short. When you're showing the presentation, whatever your method of showing the presentation is, you want to keep it short, folks. You want to keep it short, okay? Very, very important, all right? When you keep it short, guys, it gives you better results. We live in an era today where people get the concept. They may not understand all the details, but they get the big picture. And most people, that's what they want. They want the big picture, okay? Now, what I want to do now is I want to kind of go a little bit further and give you some examples of kind of how this actually should be flowing for you. So, for example, your goal should be to get people on a sizzle call, okay? Remember our system. Sample, sizzle, show is our system, okay? And so let me give you an example here. Did you listen to the sizzle call? Is what you want to ask your prospect. And you want to wait for them to respond with a yes or a no. If they sound vague, if they kind of give you a vague answer, I was going to the grocery store, or, I'm going to do it, probably tomorrow, or, it slipped my mind. If they sound a little vague, what you want to do is just simply say to them, listen, just give me a specific time that you will listen to the call. Just give me a specific time. In other words, you don't want people to jerk your time around. You don't want people to mess with your time. So you want to, if they sound vague, when you follow up to find out if they've heard that sizzle call, you immediately want to say, hey, listen, just give me a time that you're going to listen to the sizzle call for sure. Just give me a specific time that you will have done it. Okay? So it's really important. I want to talk about questions and objections. When you're following up with people, it's important for you to know that any time you follow up with someone, they may ask you some questions or they may have some objections. And questions and or objections can and will come up at any given time. Make sure you understand that, team. Questions and or objections will come up at any given time. Okay? So I want you to just to kind of, in your mind, understand that when you go to follow up with someone, it's not going to always be just, a cookie cutter process where, hey, did you like the silver call? Well, great. Are you ready? Sometimes they may have, I want you to expect them to have some objections. I want you to expect them to have some objections, okay? Now, it's natural for a prospect to want to sound smart. It's natural for them to want to sound smart. So they'll ask you questions or they'll put up an objection. And the reason for this is people don't want to seem like they were easy. Just listening to a 5-minute call or watching a video or whatever, and next thing you know, here's my credit card. They don't want to seem easy. So it's instinctive for them to want to sound smart or to kind of, give you a few objections. It's very important for you as a professional not to be defensive or offensive. Let me say that again. It's very important for you not to be defensive or offensive. Very, very important. A defensive reaction is wrong. An offensive reaction is wrong. In other words, what you want to do, folks, is you want to act as a consultant to help the prospect get a result. Simply put, folks, your goal here is education and understanding. You want to educate and help your prospect understand how this business works, how this concept, how this system works. Don't be offensive or defensive, but again, be a consultant. Educate them. Help them understand. The best approach, guys, is to simply relate to them. When people feel that you are relating to them, now you're talking to them at their level, okay? So now let me give you an example, folks, when someone has listened to the sizzle call, what you want to do, okay? So again, you ask a person, did you listen to the sizzle call? And let's say they say, yes, I did. You never want to ask the prospect, what did you think? Never, ever say to your prospect, what did you think? Frankly, folks, you're not concerned with what they think. We know our topic's good. We know our company, our concept works. We know that. So it's not, you don't want to ask them, what did they think? As a professional, you want to ask them, what did they like best about what they heard or what they saw? What did you like best about what you heard? Second thing you want to ask them is on a scale of 1 to 10, where are you? On a scale of 1 to 10, where are you at? 1 being you have no interest, 10 being you're really excited, you're ready to go right now. Where are you? Okay? Now, even after you ask these 2 questions, what did you like best about what you heard? And on a scale of 1 to 10, where are you at? I want you to understand, I want you to expect them to have some objections. They're going to have some objections. Now, all objections fall into 2 categories. All objections fall into 2 categories. You want to write this down, guys. This is $1 billion training you're getting tonight. All objections fall into 2 categories. The first category is the prospect has a limiting belief in their own abilities. Let me get you to understand what this means. Have you ever ran into a situation where someone's one thing, but they really were meaning something else? In other words, someone said this, but they meant that. Well, that's what all objections fall in 2 categories. And I'm going to share with you what I mean. When we talk about the prospect, having limiting beliefs in their own abilities, they say things like, well, I don't have any money. I don't have any time. I'm not a salesman. I don't know anyone, and I'm too young. They say things like that, okay? And any action like that, what it's really meaning is that they have a limiting belief in their own abilities. Now, you don't want to make them sound stupid, and you don't want to, again, you don't want to be offensive nor defensive, but you want to recognize what the real issue really is. You want to recognize what the real issue is. They have limiting beliefs in their own abilities. The second objection that you're going to, the second category that objections fall into is when the prospect has a limiting belief in the industry of network marketing. The second type of objection is when the prospect has a limiting belief in the industry of network marketing. And when they have a limiting belief in the industry of network marketing, they say things like, is this MLM? Meaning, is this multi-level marketing? They say things like, is this one of those things? They say things like, is this a pyramid? They say things like, how much money are you making? They say things like, is this network marketing? They say things like, I don't want to bother my friends. They say things like, I'm not interested in multi-level marketing. So ladies and gentlemen, what I want you to understand on this call is that every objection that you will ever hear in this industry, they all fall into two categories. Either they have limiting beliefs in their own abilities, or they have limiting beliefs in the industry of network marketing, okay? So now what I want to do next is I want to share with you, what do you do when the prospect has limiting beliefs in their abilities? For example, when they say, you know, I don't have any money, or I don't have any time, or I'm not a salesperson, what do you do? Write this down. It's very, very important. This is what the professionals do. You always want to answer with telling a story first and then asking a question. When your prospect says any one of those things that I just mentioned, I don't have any money, I don't have any time, I'm not a salesperson, I don't know anyone, I'm too young, when they say anything like that, you want to tell a story and then ask a question. Let me give you an example. Let's suppose your prospect said, I don't have any money. And this is how I would reply. You know, I completely understand how you feel, but you know, I know a girl that was broke. Her name was Suzanne Cherritt, but she was really excited about where this opportunity, she was really excited about this opportunity, and she saw the vision of where the company was going. So she borrowed the money to get started and made over $15,000 her very first 30 days. Let me ask you a question. If I could show you many ways on how to come up with the money, would you be ready to take the next step? Once again, when the prospect has limiting beliefs in their own abilities, you want to tell a story, ask a question. Tell a story, ask a question. Tell a story, ask a question. I don't have any money. I can completely understand how you feel. You know, I know a girl that was broke, but she was really excited about the opportunity. She saw the vision of where this thing was going, so she borrowed the money to get started and made over $15,000 the very first 30 days. Let me ask you a question. If I could show you a way on how you could come up with the money, would you be ready to take the next step? Okay? That is how you handle any objection when they have a limiting belief in their own ability. When they say, I don't have any time, you know, I can completely understand how you feel. You know, listen, I know a gentleman that was married with kids, 4 kids, runs 2 businesses. I mean, he had zero time. But he got started in this business, and he leveraged our system. By working with some of the executives, they did meetings for him. He just supplied the people, and the guy made $8,000 his very first 30 days. So let me ask you a question. If I could show you how we could still help you be successful and help you get more of your time back by allowing us to do majority of the work with you, would you be ready to take the next step? Once again, tell a story, ask a question. Tell a story, ask a question. If you're paying attention, folks, I'm teaching you how to be a professional and make literally hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars And in some of your cases, you're going to make millions. Okay? Now, let's move on to the next one. When the prospect has limiting beliefs in the industry of network marketing. And they, once again, when they say things like, is this multi-level marketing? Is this one of those things? Is this a pyramid? How much money are you making? Is this network marketing? Okay? I don't want to bother my friends. I'm not interested in multi-level marketing. Anytime you hear this, folks, you always answer with, ask a question and then tell a story. Anytime they have limiting beliefs in the industry of network marketing, you want to ask a question and then tell a story. Once again, you want to ask a question and then tell a story. So when a prospect would say to me, for example, is this multi-level marketing? What I would say is, to me that you kind of, have you been in multi-level marketing before? You see that? I'm asking them a question. If they were to say multi-level marketing, I would say, yes, it is. Have you been involved in multi-level marketing before? And I would say, share with me, how did it go for you? See, anytime somebody has limiting beliefs in the industry, that typically means something has happened to them before or someone that they know. That typically means that something has happened to either them or someone that they know. Ask them a question so that you can get the story of what happened to them. And this is where you got to be patient and let them get it out. So once again, if they were to say, is this MLM? I would say, yes, it is. Have you ever been involved in multi-level marketing before? How did it go? I would ask a question, and then I would tell them a story. Well, listen, let me share with you a story of what's happened for me. Let me share with you a story of what's happened for, and what you want to do is you want to share a story of someone in the company that you know that's been through that situation or circumstance before. The reason why you want to learn the stories of people in this company. You want to know my story. You want to know Dave Poland's story. You want to know Gene and Lena's story. You want to know Suzanne Cherek's story. You want to know Dr. Saeed's story, Dr. Walton's story. You want to know, all of these leaders that we have. We have so many of them. You want to know, all of these stories that we have. You want to learn the new girl Jessica out of Jacksonville, Florida. You want to learn the new silver that's soon to break gold in San Jose, Marcar and Glenn. You want to know, Mr. Carlton Long, the new gold executive that just broke in 2 weeks. You want to learn Alan and Helen, platinum executives, 30 days in the business, right there out of Toronto. You want to learn their stories. Always remember, folks, facts tell, but stories sell. Facts tell, but stories sell. People want to hear the stories. So what happens is this. When they have a limiting belief in the industry of network marketing, ask a question and tell a story. How much money are you making, says the prospect. Well, I just got started in this business, recently, and let me ask you a question. Is how much money that I make something that's really important to you because you want to know if you can make the same, or are you trying to ask that because you want to know what's possible? So again, you want to ask a question, and then you want to tell them a story. Well, you know what? Whatever income that you're trying to validate or verify is doable here. I know so many people in this company that I'm personally working with that I can share with you. Whatever you're looking for, we can help you find it. And so I would tell them a story of different people that have made different amounts of income. Once again, that's why you want to know the different stories in the company. Is this network marketing? Yes, it is. Have you ever been involved in network marketing before? Tell me about what happened. Ask a question and then tell a story. I'm not interested in multi-level marketing. You know what? When I hear you say that, it sounds to me like something happened before. Tell me what happened. Can you tell me what happened? Sounds like you've been involved before, because it's hard for you to be interested in something that you don't know about. So you must have been involved in something must have happened. Tell me what happened. Ask a question and then tell them a story. Once again, guys, if you go all the way back up to the very beginning of what I said, your goal is not to close people. Your goal is to move them from one exposure to the next and let them close themselves. Your goal when following up with people is to simply ask them two questions. What did you like about what you heard or what you saw? On a scale of 1 to 10, where are you at? Okay? And they're going to give you a number. But at the same time, be prepared for them to kind of give you some objections. And once again, remember, all objections fall into two categories: limiting beliefs about their own abilities or limiting beliefs about the industry of network marketing. If it's a limiting belief about their own abilities, remember, tell a story, ask a question. Always remember, the person asking the question is the one who's in control. If it's a limiting belief about the industry, ask a question and tell a story. Okay? So ladies and gentlemen, I hope you really got some serious value out of skill number 4, and that is the skill of follow-up. Once again, these slides that you're seeing tonight, they're actually loaded on our website, Go360star, under training documents. Guys, I'm super excited for all of you that made it on tonight's training call. I really hope you're not only taking notes, but I hope you're really applying. I hope you're really applying this information. Why? Because there's only 7 skills for you to become a professional in this industry. Next week, we'll be talking about skill number 5, okay? We'll be talking about skill number 5 next week. So with that, guys, I appreciate everyone's time here tonight. And, guys, we will see you guys next Wednesday. Once again, remember, anybody that you've had join the business, make sure they register on Go360star, and always check your inbox email the day before Wednesday, so that way you can get the conference call bridge number of what number the call is on, okay? So with that, guys, everybody have a wonderful evening. We will see you guys all next week on the call, 6:30 Pacific Standard Time. Goodbye, everybody. Bye-bye for now.